Now, there are a host of annual surveys that are done in this country, and I will alert you to them. Probably the granddaddy is the one that comes from what the folks in the field call ACHA, namely the American College Health Association. And this is done yearly, and it appears in their journal, the Journal of the American College Health Association. And you can see that it had more than 90,000 students. Okay, this is a self-report survey. Self-report survey. These students are not interviewed by clinicians. But nearly 15% of the students indicated they'd been diagnosed with depression sometime in their life. That is, they had a lifetime prevalence for depression. More than a quarter were receiving therapy. More than a third were taking medication. Over 1% made at least one suicide attempt, and almost 10%, between 9 and 10%, considered suicide with the last school year. And 17.8% had experienced depression within that last school year. So this is a significant problem. I said we had 18 million students now. 18 million, 17.8% had experienced depression. Here is a graph that indicates what the trends have been from the year 2000 to 2007. And this slide indicates the response to the question, have you ever been diagnosed with depression? And you can see right away from that slide, this is not an insubstantial amount of students that we are dealing with. If you'll see that graph, it continues to rise for the most part. There's a fairly sizable chunk of students who have been diagnosed with depression. How about within the last school year? And you can see there that it's also a very surprising trend. It may be dropping a little bit, but for the most part, it's remained remarkably stable since the year 2000. How about if you're under current therapy? Well, you can see right there that between 25 and 30% of the students are actually getting help at this point. How about if you're on current medication regimens? And you can see once again that almost 40% of the students are taking medication. So when I told you earlier that we're having a group of youngsters coming to school with greater acuity of problems and are arriving, for example, on medication, these are the kinds of things that I was referring to. Now, this is an overall, that is to say, a global slide for the American College Health Association. And the only reason I put it in there is to let you know that besides allergy problems, if you look at the top reasons why students come to the Student Health Service, you will be surprised to see so many of the psychiatric disorders in that list. Very interesting.